honestly, yeah, I'm really excited, honestly. And yeah, it's kind of my anniversary with Moracle today. So yeah, congratulate me later. Uh, and today I'm going to talk about a very, very, very important um topic. Actually, I'm going to write it down uh, in the chat. So today we are going to talk about LinkedIn. So to my understanding and to my experience, a lot of people doesn't take LinkedIn seriously in 2025, and that's weird. Okay, uh, to my experience, LinkedIn is a very, very important social media, professional social media, specifically if you are looking for a job. And not just only for job seekers, but also for professionals who want to build their network, who wants to, to have great connection, to have a great audience. Uh, it's a very, very good platform for job seekers, for uh, business, business people. Um, for lead generation, for sales, for marketing, everything. Okay, so taking LinkedIn seriously in 2025 is a must. And today I'm going to show you how you should work with LinkedIn a little bit because we cannot cover everything in 30 minutes. Actually, honestly, guys, LinkedIn is more than just a resume. It is your personal brand in the professional world. If you're, as I mentioned, if you're looking for a job, if you want to grow your network or attracting opportunities, the first step is making sure that your profile is truly reflects your skills. Okay, so I'm going to show you a video. So a video regarding how you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. The video is specifically for job seekers, has been made for job seekers. However, remember that all the things that he mentions in the video can be applied to any profile, any profile, not just for job seekers. I'm not a job seeker and I can use it. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to mention a few points during the video, but for your own good, a few other videos, or you can come to me to ask any question if you had any question regarding optimizing your profile, your LinkedIn profile as a first step, because there are a lot of steps for you to do with your LinkedIn. But yeah, just listen carefully. Let's dive into it really quickly. Uh, the host, could you please give me access to share, Sapide or Sahel?
I already gave access.
No, access to share. I don't have access to share. Okay, great. Now I do.
I did.
Give. Okay, thank you. Give me a second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
And the sound?
When you're
Okay.
sharing, there'll be some share option like
I
share
did. I
sound
did. Actually, I did. But let me just
should come.
do it again. So how about now?
Your dream job without sending out
Okay.
single application.
So as I mentioned, this is a video specifically made for job seekers. However, everything applies to, any other person, even the people who are not job seekers, okay?
Hi, I'm Kevin, and today we'll learn how to make that happen by creating a LinkedIn profile that gets you noticed by recruiters, hiring managers, and potential clients. We'll walk through it all step by step. Let's dive in. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably created your LinkedIn profile many years ago, tossed up a random photo, slapped your job title in there, and never touched it again. But here's the thing. Your LinkedIn profile isn't just some boring online resume that collects digital dust. It's actually your personal brand, your online billboard, working 24/7 to promote you, even when you're busy doing things like baking cookies. Every time someone Googles your name, whether it's a recruiter, a hiring manager, or maybe just someone you met at an event, chances are your LinkedIn profile is one of the first things that they'll see. And get this, LinkedIn's search algorithm is constantly scanning profiles to recommend people for jobs, projects, and also networking opportunities. That means if your profile isn't optimized with the right keywords and the right story, you're basically invisible. Let's get to work on transforming your profile together. First off, log into LinkedIn, and you'll land here on the main home screen. Edit profile up on the top navigation bar. Click on the Me icon. And right here, you see the option to view your profile. Click on that, and that should open up your profile. And yes, this could use some work. The first thing someone will see on your LinkedIn profile is your photo. That's their first impression. Think of your profile picture like the packaging on a box. If the box looks messy, blurry, maybe even half-eaten, probably gonna skip it, right? The same goes for your LinkedIn photo. You want something that's professional, but also approachable. You don't need to hire a pro photographer, just grab your phone, stand near a window for good natural light, and then snap a picture. Make sure you have a clean background. You also want to make sure that you're centered in the frame. Your face is clearly visible, and this one is important. Make sure to smile. You want to look like someone people actually want to work with. You'll want to avoid group photos, vacation selfies, or even cropped party pictures. Let's avoid that one. Here's a fun one you can try. Once you take your photo, head to chatgpt.com and simply paste your photo in. Then you need to type in your prompt. I'll say, transform this photo into a professional LinkedIn headshot. I'm building this profile for my job at the Kevin Cookie Company, so I'll provide some additional context. Feel free to go through and read it. Once you enter in your prompt, let's send it through. All right, let's scroll down and see how it turned out. Look at that, very cool. If you're happy with the output, simply hover over and then you can download a copy of the photo. As a quick tip, if you want the face to more accurately represent your face, you can even upload multiple photos from different angles, and the results then tend to look even better. To update your photo on LinkedIn, you simply click on your photo. When I click on this, I get a dialog. Here I can see my old blurry photo. We need to replace that. So right down below, let's click on Add Photo. And here we have two different options. You can use your webcam, or you can simply upload photo. Now I already have that photo that I created with ChatGPT. So let's click on Upload Photo, and over here, I'll select my photo. And there I see it. Now I could choose the crop of this photo. I think this looks good. You have a few different options over here to zoom or straighten the photo. You can also apply different filters and even make some additional adjustments. But overall, I think this looks great. Down below, let's click on Save Photo. And check that out. That looks a lot more professional and on brand for my job as a master baker. Next up, the banner image. That's the big rectangle behind your profile picture. Now, most people just decide.
Okay, this part is really important because I've seen in many profiles that there is no banner picture. Okay, so that's an important part of a profile. Just listen carefully.
To leave this blank, but it's prime real estate to show off a little bit of your personality and also your work. Image, right hand corner of the banner. Icon and select Add Card. We have different options. Also choose from one of these presets, and honestly, they all look fairly nice. But I have something company, and I think maybe a picture of our factory right here. So I'll click on Apply. Right up on top, I can now see the new image of the chocolate river and the boat going through. Now, let's say you're in marketing. Maybe you want to show off a campaign that you worked on. Maybe you work in tech, and it might make sense to include, let's say, a cool shot of you speaking at a conference. Or you could go simple. Just go with a nice clean background, maybe in your favorite color. The key is to make it yours, something that makes people stop and think, oh, this person actually put some effort into their profile. That'll help you stand out compared to all the other people on LinkedIn. Next up is the headline. That's this text that you see right here. LinkedIn gives you 220 characters for this section, but what do you think most people do? They simply put in their job title. Just like I did, the master cookie. That's true, but it's not making anyone's mouth water. Your headline is prime space to show off what you actually do and who you help, not just where you. So why don't we edit this? To edit your headline, over here, let's click on the pencil. See this section titled Headline. Highlight those 3 different items. You'll find that your headlines are much stronger. Once you make your headline changes, in the bottom right, let's click on Save. Next up is the story behind the cookie. Most people decide to just skip this entirely, or they fill it up with corporate buzzwords that just don't make any sense. This is your opportunity to tell people what you're about and why they should care. Let's look at an example. Back on my profile, we see a section here for add a summary, or what's also referred to as the about you section. And read this text right here. It says members who include a summary receive up to 3.9 times as many profile views. If you want people to notice your profile, that seems like a really good idea. So right here, let's click on add a summary. Right up above, let's type in some text, and then let's break down how I structured it. I like starting out by talking about who I am. Hi, I'm Kevin. Then I like to talk about what I do. I'm a master baker, passionate about creating moments of joy through simple quality cookies, and then I have some additional context. Then I think it's also a nice touch to talk about why you love doing what you do. And the reason I bake cookies is I love seeing how people react. They'll eat a cookie and they'll smile. Maybe it forms a memory. Maybe they share a moment with others. That's what keeps me baking. Now, all in all, something to keep in mind is you want it to be conversational. Remember, you're telling your story. This isn't a legal contract. Also, if you're struggling coming up with text, feel free to also use a tool like ChatGPT or maybe other AI writing tools, and that could really help you get a really strong one corner click text that you included. This is looking really solid. We're now moving on to the experience section. This is where you show what you've actually done and, most importantly, the impact that you've had. You'll find the experience section right underneath the about or the summary section. Here we see experience, and currently mine is a little sparse. It simply says that I'm the master cookie baker of the Kevin Cookie Company with no additional details. Let's change that. Right over here, let's click on the pencil icon to edit this. On this next screen, let's once again click on the pencil icon to edit it. On that screen, you can type in all the details, but one of the most items is you actually do at this job. And let's break a paragraph, or you could also use bullet points. It's really up to you. Personally, I prefer bullet points because I feel like it's just a little bit more concise. First off, I'll insert a dash for the first bullet point. And I like starting out with what I do. I'm the lead baker. Then I like to answer the question, who do I do that for? Well, it's at the Kevin Cookie Company. Now, the most need to list that help produce over 10,000 cookies daily, ensuring every meets our high standards for freshness, consistency, and quality. You want people to read this and stop and say, I want to work with this.
In this section, when you're editing your experience, try to add as many details as you can. You have to talk about if it is a remote job, if it is an on-site job, or if it was an on-site job. Remote, I think there are three options: remote, hybrid, on-site. It's better you add the location and a description. If you have left a job, you have to use past tense, description. If you are currently working, you have to use, verbs as ing form. So these are the details that are really important. Whenever I'm looking at a profile, if they are really precise, and they have put a very exact information, the first thing that comes to my mind is that, okay, this person is really professional. They are detail oriented. This is the least thing that can come from a very good LinkedIn profile. So yeah, that's really important. Let's continue.
This person, if another cookie company looks at this, they may see that this is a very high quantity and also with very high quality. Let's now add one more bullet point that follows this same exact structure. Once again, I'll start with what I do and who I do it for. Well, I built the Kevin Cookie Company's Cookie Club from the ground up. Now, keep in mind, if I were to stop right here, you might ask, well, was it successful? Did anyone sign up? And so that's why it's so important to always list out the results. So here, I'll enter in, we grew to over 100,000 monthly subscribers.
Another thing, it is important to add numbers to your resume and to your LinkedIn profile. So I completely understand that some of the jobs that you cannot work with, you just can describe with words. It is really that if you can add a number, I don't know, this many things, okay? I could optimize things, I don't know, by 20%. So try to add numbers, okay? Because numbers gives the audience a sense of measurement. They can understand how you did. So that's important, okay?
leading 98.5% retention rate. Again, that outcome makes it so much more powerful. Now, of course, I could go through and I could add more, but I think for now, this is good enough. Keep in mind, you want this to be your highlight reel. You don't want it to be your entire story. Once you're done entering in your key points down in the bottom right-hand corner, let's click on Save. Next up is skills and endorsements. Now, this might seem like a small part of your profile, but it's actually one of the easiest ways to boost your visibility on LinkedIn. Within the experience dialog, right here, we have the option to add a skill. LinkedIn lets you pin 3 skills at the top, so you want to make sure that they reflect what you want to be known for. So here at the Cookie Company, I work on developing recipes. So right here, I'll select that as one of my skills. Let's add another one. I also focus on food production. So right here, let's select that. And let's add one more. I'll put down food quality control. Then I'll select that. By selecting these different skills, you're telling the world what you're good at. And it also helps you get discovered when people search LinkedIn for these different areas of expertise. Of course, you can select whatever skill you want. Who knows if you're actually good at it? On LinkedIn, you can also have people endorse you for these skills. You can ask, let's say your customers, maybe partners, or maybe coworkers to endorse you for these different skills. It basically serves as social proof that you are in fact good at these different skills that you've selected here. Once you're all done.
Okay, I think that's enough for the video. I will give you the link so you can watch the rest of the video. We have 8 more minutes to discuss a little bit more about the topic. So I want you to, tell me what is your concern regarding your LinkedIn profile. Is there something you want to discuss? And generally participate in this conversation, add whatever you want to add, or ask any questions that I might be able to help. Yeah, let's try to be more professional in our LinkedIn, because as a company, imagine I'm an external person looking at our profiles, Moracle people's profile. The more professional profiles I see, the more I can trust the company, okay? And that's really important. For example, if you go see, a company with its staff having no profile picture, no banners, nothing about the company, about the, it says that's no good, okay? Not for the individual himself, and not for the company. So it is important for all of us to have a professional LinkedIn profile if we are working professionally, okay? And honestly, it just starts with your profile. Being active on LinkedIn, you have to do more. You have to, for example, the next step would be following good people, good connections. I mean, like the people you want to add to your network, okay? So yeah, that's it for now. Maybe we can continue this conversation later, but let's hear your comments on this and your concerns about your profile, LinkedIn profile. Hello. Okay, guys, I can go on about LinkedIn optimization for like 3 hours from now, but I want to hear from you, okay? Do you have anything to add? Do you want do you have any questions regarding your LinkedIn profile?
I have a question.
Sure.
So just asking about like the poet said, experience. Like sometimes the experience which I has is like not relevant to the jobs I'm looking for. It's just like knowing like what to add or which ones like to choose.
Okay, that's a really, really good question, Anna. So in my experience, you have to, if you're, for example, imagine you worked as a food server before, and now you want to apply for a business development job, okay? I suggest that in your LinkedIn profile, you add all of your work experiences. However, if when you are describing in the description part, you should add the transferable skills, okay? For example, if you were good, if you were a waitress, you were very, your communication skills was really good. So add that to your description. So transferable skills are really important. I might change careers, but I can bring some skills from my last position to my new position. So that thing I can add in my in my profile picture. However, I suggest that in your PDF resume that you want to send to the hire recruiter, do not add unrelevant job experiences. So add it in your profile. Do not add it in your resume, in your PDF resume. And whenever you want to talk about your previous experiences, try to talk about it in a point of view that is suitable for that current position. Okay. So yeah, that's my suggestion. I hope it helps. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
Great. Anyone wants to add something?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Satara. This is what such a great topic. My only concern here is that you made mention about the use of ChatGPT or DeepSeek, let me say AI, with regards to some of the things that we have done. I don't know, so I think if you have ever used the UN portal for you to apply for a particular job, and then there are certain things that they will, let me say, the software that they are using will not allow your profile if they find out that this profile was made through you using like AI or whatever thing to get through it. It will bounce back to you because they will detect it that no, most of the things that you're using. So with such scenario that you have just said, or based on the LinkedIn, the YouTube video that you have just shared, and let me say more than millions of people will be looking at it. Do you think that's the right thing to do? That's the right advice? Because without taking cognizance of the effects, because there comes a price when you do such thing. Imagine if you think that
Yes.
you have everything that it takes for you to have that job, and then all of a sudden you make your application, and then you find out that the reason why you did not have the job is because you did a plagiarism, something like that, like use something that's they are like a plagiarism, and then they use a plagiarism checker and find out that all of the things that maybe Noah said in his CV or resume is all it's all based on AI. So what do you think? What the outcome will be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely understand your point, and that's true. However, when you are using AI in your profile, in description or anything, of course you should be careful to humanize it, to humanize the words, and never ever say anything in your profile that you cannot prove, that you cannot say that you did it. For example, I give you an example. I was recruiting an intern. I don't know. I was recruiting an intern a few months back, and in the job description, I have set. So I understood that was an AI generated thing, and they haven't done that before. Okay, so this is really important, that you do not lie. If you use, ChatGPT AI for wordings and not just generating something that you haven't done, I don't think that would be a problem. Okay, and we are trying to say that the use of ChatGPT and AI, generally AI, is really good sometimes for finding words somewhere that maybe in your own words you cannot say it easily. Okay, that's a use of AI. But if you want to generate lines with AI, that's no good. And ATS, you know what ATS is, application tracking system. LinkedIn ATS, it will remove your resume. Even it doesn't show your resume to the recruiter. So yeah, that's my comment on that, Noah. I hope it helps.
Yes, yes, yes. It's but like what the other thing again is that we need to be like, if I know most of these videos when they are doing this on YouTube is for the likes, and one point is like for them to is, let me say, is the ROI that is involved. When they have, the more likes they have, the more likes they have, the more money they make. So most of those things they will not be able to say, oh, okay, maybe if you are consistently use AI, then this is the side effects of these things. They should be mentioning that so that people that are not researching much more will know the consequence of you using AI in your resume. So that's the point also again. Let me say, they should let people know that, oh, if you continuously use AI, or if you are unable to defend something that you have used in your resume, it will have a side
Yes.
effect. Something like that, somehow very much clear.
Yeah. I completely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So it's
Yeah, I
thank
completely
you.
understand your point, Noah.
Yeah.
And we have talked about concerns about using AI before, and yeah, your point is really valid. We shouldn't be using AI at in a to the point that we are not doing anything and AI is doing all the things for us, and that's a really good point. But again, do not forget that AI is here to us, and not just to help us, in this case, showcase what we have done in a better way. So that's my point. But for example, if I want to talk about the next steps of LinkedIn, so if you are making a personal post for your LinkedIn profile, for engagement, for your connection, for your audience, for example, talking about a personal experience, but managing it to make it relatable, professionally relatable. I do not recommend using AI, for example, for creating posts. However, AI can help you, but use your own wording. Give the audience that sense of human human being behind that. A human has been is behind this the profile. So yeah, I think sorry, we are 4 minutes past the time. I don't wanna take your time more than that, but there is a lot we can cover. We can talk about LinkedIn. Maybe I don't know, 10 sessions, maybe a month. We could just only talk about LinkedIn and how we can optimize our profile and our audience. Unfortunately, we are out of time now. Thank you again, everybody, for listening to me. Then I just want to mention once more that today is my Moracle anniversary, and I'm really, really excited to work as the business development at Moracle. And I'm really happy, honestly, that I got this opportunity to work with Morlai, to work with you guys. And I'm really happy. And I hope that this relationship lasts for years. And I just want to, use this session to thank Morlai and Linda, who initially gave me this opportunity to be back at Moracle and to contribute to Moracle Group. I never saw Moracle as a workplace, and it is always like a family to me. And I love you, all of you guys, and thank you. Yeah, that's it from me. Have a nice weekend. Have a lovely weekend, and happy Friday. I have nothing else to say. Back to Sabina or Sahel.
Thank you, Satara. Thank you for bringing this important topic. I hope moving forward, we pay attention more to what this topic wants to tell us and work on our LinkedIn profiles, which is really important in this industry, in this time, I would say. For me, I have always, have LinkedIn problem. I don't know, my email always have some problem with LinkedIn. I will try my best to create a LinkedIn account. And also, congratulations, Setare, for your 1 year anniversary. It's really your presence in Moracle Foundation was really valuable for the team, for the foundation, for Moracle Limited, and we appreciate all the hard work that you have done in this 1 year. And here's to continuous, successful years in Moracle.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Sabina.
yeah, congratulations. We are so happy to have you in our team. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
you.
listening and here. And I hope you have a good day and also have a good weekend ahead. See you guys later.